previously in the last video, but it was still weird to use why they took the same path as we did, as the pool and the house where the iguana was originally found in were like Guys, you do not believe what just happened. Oh my god. Oh my god. No, I actually don't want to be here right now. Oh my god. So what just happened? When I started reading the second to last story, it wasn't even this story. I can't breathe. I actually can't breathe. I started reading it and I was like, okay, I feel something behind me. And I'm like, I'm sure this is just my paranoia. This is just me being scary because I'm reading scary stories. It's just me being scared. And then my fucking PC dies. My PC just dies. And this is the second time something really weird happens in this week. But I don't, again, like that has to be a coincidence, right? There's no way. I live at the edge of a forest, practically on the beach. That's really nice. At the edge of a forest, practically on the beach, that's a really nice place to live, first of all. Further to the right of my house runs a big river. Where do you live? AKA I live on land that a lot of people have died on during wars/drowning, never mind. And every summer during the nights I hear a baby crying. It's not like the animal noises, it's full on a baby crying. Oh fuck. My AC just went on. My AC just went on and it scared the fuck out of me. I'm so on edge now. Oh my god. Okay. Let's keep going, guys. I hear it for at least a week. It's coming from a bit outside my window. Also, the showers/baths in this house are all haunted and dislike me. They randomly start spraying water, get clogged even though when someone checks it's fine. We have had all the showers changed multiple times, but no matter what, I cannot take a peaceful shower. Only me. Oh, I would hate that. As someone who showers at least once a day, sometimes twice, I would cry. I would be so sad. I would beg. I'd be like, come on. I'm not doing anything. I'm just trying to take a shower. Oh, you can't see the screen. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize. There you go. I saw a cat in my room on the ceiling and I turned the light on and there was a random cat on my bed, so I called my mom and it disappeared when I got back. You better have had a window open. This better be a stray cat running into your room. Sorry, I'm just looking at my cats. Better be a stray cat running into your room and then running out. I had an out-of-body experience once. I was just walking to class with my friend, and then suddenly I felt all the weight of my body, weight you don't even realize exists, off my shoulders. And I looked around, and I was just an invisible nothing meter, or so above my body head. It only lasted a few seconds before I felt pushed back into my body, and I stumbled and almost fell. Nobody believes me or has had a similar experience. This wasn't dissociation or anything like that. I had just left my body and was just invisible energy somehow. It's the only reason I have any belief in the paranormal. This was 4 years ago. And you haven't had anything since? I actually have not really had many experiences with out-of-body experiences. Like I've dissociated a lot and I see myself in like third person a lot, but I've never had like a full-on like out-of-body experience, just dissociation. So I don't know how that feels. That's crazy. I claim no negative energy from my favorite streamer. Shut up, chat. I'm fine. Everything's fine, okay? Thank you, Dan, for the 5 gifted subs. Oh my god, I'm going crazy. This is fine. This is totally fine. If it was something, my cats would react, right? I was once babysitting for some kids whose parents were practicing witches. That didn't bother me since my dad is also a practicing witch. But something felt off about their house once I was there, and the kids were abnormally quiet, you know, for kids. I kept feeling like I was being watched, and I felt really bad energy all throughout the house. It was so bad that I was incredibly dizzy and almost passed out a few times. When their parents came home, they noticed how pale and faint I was, and they noticed the energy in the house was wrong. They did a cleanse on me and the house, and things started to feel better. Turns out the reason the kids had been so quiet the whole time was because they had messed with their mother's Ouija board the night before and never told the board goodbye, allowing a dark entity into their home. Parents gave me a spell of protection and paid me extra. I hate that. Did I ever tell you guys? The first time I stayed in LA, I stayed in the back then Envy house, and at night I would hear like people walking around and knock. It was a big house in the Hollywood Hills, like crazy house. So I thought like maybe people are around, maybe they are walking around. And then I asked them in the morning, I was like, have you guys been walking around? Like they were like, no, we were not walking around. And then they told me there had been a spirit living in that, like there's something living in that house. 2 weeks before I came to that house, 3 people were messing with a Ouija board and also didn't say goodbye. The things that I saw and heard were like extra strong during my time there, and then next time I came, the guys were forced to say goodbye to the Ouija board at that point. So that's why I don't mess with the Ouija board. I wouldn't touch that shit. It's not very spookish, but it's definitely a paranormal experience. When I was youngish, like around 6 years old, I'd often be home alone until 7 p.m. My dog was just as old as I was, and my only company. You see, my mother was raising me on her own, but she had also a lot of work, and we had no one else at the time. Often in the evening, rather around the time the sun set, I'd start hearing voices from all around me. Mere whispers, but there'd be a lot. Some sounded like conversations between people, others sounded like they were directly talking to me into my ears. Those always were accompanied by the feeling of wind swaying, my hair bangs despite no windows being open, and something scratching along my neck. Now you could refute my experiences in different ways. You were a child with an overactive imagination. It doesn't explain the scratches on my neck in places I didn't scratch myself. Neighbors talking through the walls. It was an old building with thick walls. People from the street. Back when I lived on the 7th floor, or a 15th floor building, a 15th floor building, no way. My only sanctuary back then was the voices, or what I assumed and still assume were ghosts. Seemed to back off when I was cuddling with my late dog, which I frequently did as soon as the voices started, to the point of me even lying down on the floor with her. That was the clearest spooky story in my life that I can remember. Thanks for reading. That is scary. And again, it's like you were young. You were 6 years old, so I wonder if you ever told your mom and what your mom thinks. I'm so freaked out right now, so I'm going to end the stream here. But I'm going to stop reading here. Let me put a marker on here and then we'll continue reading here next time. I can't believe this happened. I actually cannot believe that this happened.